my studio again. Today we're going to be learning a little bit about some Thanksgiving trivia, and be sure to keep track of your answers. There's a fun little tidbit at the end of the presentation. And then I'm going to show you a really cool project with corn. And at the end of the video, I'll have a super silly joke for you. So let's get over to my studio desk. To get started, we're going to have some fun Thanksgiving trivia and keep track of how many answers you get correct because we'll have a fun surprise at the end. Here's the first one. According to the Butterball Corporation, they recommend that you thaw a wrapped turkey in the refrigerator for how long per 4 pounds of bird? The answer is C, 1 day per 4 pounds. True or false? Thanksgiving is celebrated only in the United States. False. Canada also celebrates Thanksgiving, although their time is a little different in the calendar than ours. What is the name of the famous rock credited to where the Pilgrims first landed? Plymouth Rock. Who was the chief of the Native American tribe that was invited to the first Thanksgiving? The answer is A. Who was the captain of the Mayflower? Christopher Jones. Which president was the first to establish Thanksgiving as a legal national holiday to be held the fourth Thursday in November? The answer is B, Franklin D. Roosevelt. The term cornucopia means what? C, horn of plenty. What part of the turkey is saved and snapped as a superstitious good luck custom? The wishbone. True or false? Butterball says that when making your turkey stuffing, you should have all the ingredients already cooked before you put it into the bird. True, you should have them cooked before stuffing your turkey. Indian corn is for decoration purposes only and not for cooking. True or false? The answer is true. In what year did the first Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade take place? D, 1924. Why is the male turkey often referred to as a tom turkey? Because it was named after Thomas Jefferson. Benjamin Franklin was mad at Thomas Jefferson for not supporting his idea that the turkey should be our national bird. He called it a tom turkey after that. All right, if you scored 9 to 12 correct, you're the mayor of Plymouth. Congratulations. If you scored 6 to 8 correctly, you're the captain of the Mayflower. Nice job. If you got 2 to 5 correct, you're a settler on the Speedwell, which was a smaller ship that traveled with the Mayflower that was full of pilgrims. If you got less than 2 correct, well, guess what? You're a turkey. Things that you'll need for this lesson include paper, you'll need markers, scissors, a pencil, a brush, a Sharpie that's black, preferably, and you'll need a container that can hold some water for you. And let's get started. The first thing that I like to do is I'm going to actually fold my paper in half because I'm going to have it be just one ear of corn and then cut so your format of your paper is now very thin and long. Next, I am going to leave about 1/4 of the portion of my paper for the stalk part that sticks out from the ear of corn. And then on this part, I'm just going to make a long skinny oval. All right, once I have my oval for my ear, I am going to, at the top and the bottom, note where the ends is on each end. And then I'm going to make lines that curve in the middle. It's just a straight line that comes down. But on the sides, left and right sides, you can see it's slightly curved. If you feel like a space is too wide, just add another line in there. Okay, so next I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go here, and in the middle, in the top and bottom of the curves, we're going to draw a straight line, and then we're going to just make these curved. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take our Sharpie, and we are going to outline each of these spaces with a circle or an oval that will fill up that space. So what do I mean by that? I mean, like here where this shape is a little skewed because of the perspective, just make the circle or oval fit in that space as best you can. Here goes another one, and I'm just going to go ahead and do that throughout the whole thing. I am trying to make sure that they all touch one another. That's real important. If you feel like a space is too wide, you can always go back and add another line in there. For the stalk at the end, I'm just going to add a few lines. All right, so in the corn world, there's something called rainbow corn, or also known as glass gem corn. And so because of that, the colors of the corn are all sorts of colors of the rainbow. So I've pulled a couple of markers that I want to use for this, and I'm going to be outlining the inside of the shape. So I'm just going to do this in a random sort of a pattern, and I'm just putting a little bit of color on the inside, re-outlining the shape of each of the kernels. If the space is too small, just color it in solid. If you miss one or two, that's okay too. For the top here, you might want to choose colors that are more characteristic that you might find on corn. So I'm just going to do this kind of green, and I'm going to do a yellow. Unfortunately, I don't have a brown marker, but that's okay. We make do with what we have. All right, so I have my water and I have a brush. I've cleaned off my brush, made sure it's nice and clean from the last project. And then I'm gonna go in there and I'm just going to kind of touch with the water. I'm gonna start off with doing all the ones with the same color. And again, if something's too small and you just color it in solid, no worries. Make sure you add more water when you need to. And I'm just sort of hitting them and rubbing them just a little bit. That still gives them a highlight color in the middle and keeps it darker around the outside part, which is where the more shadowy, intense color would have been. Rinse your brush and then do the next color. It can be done as is, or if you want to go back in there and add a little bit of black where the spaces are in between the kernels, you can certainly go back and do that too. This might be a little easier when your paper is dry, so you can definitely do this before the water if you wanted to. Again, you can have it not colored in and it still looks great, I think. It just depends on what you want and what kind of look. As a fun little extra, you can cut it out. And then on the end, I can just make feather cuts into it, just cutting inward. And here's my corn for Thanksgiving Day. Oh, I hope you love that corn project. I think they turn out very colorful and beautiful. All right, here's your super silly joke of the day. What did the turkey say to the computer? Google, 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 Google. Google, yeah, I went there. Okay, so be sure to be kind to everyone you meet. Give your parents a big hug today and keep making great art.